welcome to Fans Fight Back on the Pitch Boxing app with myself, Martin Theobald, where I'm going solo because, frankly, there's so much to cover in the world of boxing, both this week and a little bit beyond, that I wanted to try and do it all myself in a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the sport. We'll start off Joe Joyce at the weekend against Joseph Parker. I didn't watch it myself. I've caught up with it since. Joe Joyce must be every heavyweight's nightmare. I saw Tyson Fury afterwards saying that Joe Joyce wouldn't be able to hit him with a handful of rice. I don't think he'd need the handful of rice. I'm pretty sure 2 gloves would suffice. Joe Joyce, what a handful. What an absolute nightmare for everybody. High work rate, those clubbing punches, that George Foreman-esque, just constantly heavy hands. Joseph Parker never stopped before. Finally stopped by Joe Joyce in the 11th round. Lots of people had backed that late stoppage. I don't know where he goes. Nobody's going to be volunteering to take on Joe Joyce. I can't see Usyk chomping at the bit to fight Joe Joyce. I mean, Tyson Fury wanted a dance partner for December. We're going to come on to that shortly. I reckon Joe Joyce could have got himself back together and ready for December. Yeah, he took some punishment in that fight, but you wouldn't know it to look at him. You wouldn't know it based upon how he was handling Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker played his part, but Joe Joyce, it's almost like his demeanor stops people taking him seriously. The fact that he is so soft outside of the ring, so nice, it's almost like that gives a false impression that he's not very good. He is very good. He might be a little bit slow, a little bit robotic looking. He's very good. He must be everybody's nightmare in that heavyweight division. I can't see Fury and I can't see Usyk willingly giving him the shot. He's going to have to get in line with that WBO shot for Usyk. What I really like about it is that he's going through lots and lots of different styles, lots of decent level fighters as he builds towards that world title shot. You go all the way back to his Ian Lewison debut back at the O2 Indigo after his Olympic run, Joe Joyce. He's been phenomenal. He continues to be phenomenal. I'd love to see him get his opportunity for a world title. He's 37 years old now. He needs to get it fairly soon. Hopefully Frank Warren is able to secure that for him in the not too distant future. Up in Nottingham, Maxi Hughes, him and Kid Galahad took on the top of the bill up in Nottingham after Lee Wood had to withdraw from his fight. Maxi Hughes having a Cinderella story towards the end of his career, beating Kid Galahad. Kid Galahad, former world champion very recently. He's always been very highly touted. Maxi Hughes hasn't been. Maxi Hughes is that underdog story. Maxi Hughes is having that Indian summer to his career now. Beating Kid Galahad, fantastic. There's been the talk of Ryan Garcia in the past for Maxi Hughes. Why not? Why not at this point? I mean, I don't know what else you do with him. Get him a big name fight. See how he does. It was a tough fight against Kid Galahad. It was tight. It was close. Kid Galahad's that former world title holder up in the division. Let Maxi Hughes get that big fight, hopefully a big payday for his career. It'd be brilliant for him. On that card as well, Terry Harper outpointed Hannah Rankin. Terry Harper jumping up 4 weight divisions for a world title shot. Raises the question how she ever got the world title shot, jumping up 4 weight divisions. Sanctioning that seems a little bit odd to me. Hannah Rankin, people probably don't know the backstory to Hannah Rankin. She was doing unlicensed fighting not all that long ago. Hannah Rankin, a bassoonist in an orchestra. Lovely woman, Hannah Rankin. But she hasn't got that grounding. But let's face it, she has faced some phenomenal fighters, Hannah Rankin, through her career, including Claressa Shields, who she's now very good friends with. Is Terry Harper going to hang up around that division? Is she going to stay there, take on Natasha Jonas? We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Of course, we'd love to see it again. Good performance. Hannah Rankin, I don't mean this disrespectfully. She's not the strongest world title holder out there. She'll still go back, I'm sure, down that IBO route. Terry Harper's a very well-schooled boxer, and that showed on the night. Congratulations to 2 weight division world champion now. Let's see if we see the Jonas fight. It seems unlikely to me up at that weight because that's far more natural for Jonas. But decent enough card for what it was up in Nottingham, despite the fact it was missing that headline act. Announced today, Floyd Mayweather is going to be taking on Deji, the brother of KSI. Floyd Mayweather at the weekend had his exhibition out in Japan where he stopped a Japanese fighter. I don't really know his background, I've got to be honest about it. He's now lining up another fight for this year against Deji. He's the most active fighter out there, Mayweather. He'll be earning millions and millions doing these exhibition fights. Deji, who has done these kind of glorified white collar fights, he's won one of them. One. Now he's taking on Mayweather. It's unreal. It's unreal. Like, what is the point of it? I'm not really sure. Why not take on KSI? At least KSI's got a bit more experience. KSI's done a bit more. I don't know how Deji gets the nod for this. I don't really know who Deji is. I'm too old for it. My son knows who he is. It's amazing. But, I watched at the weekend. They had a YouTubers football match down at Charlton. At the Valley. It looked like good fun. They embraced it in football. They embraced that novelty. It sold out the Valley. You had two teams of different YouTubers, and they were a reasonable enough standard. But football embraced it. The fans embraced it. It doesn't quite sit like that in boxing. People aren't as comfortable with it. But then I suppose in football, you're not getting Man City, you're not getting Real Madrid versus these YouTubers. They're taking on each other. Here we've got Mayweather taking on Deji. It's bizarre. But good luck to him. He's earning the money while he's out there. He's retired, earning relatively safe money for himself now. Will he stop this Deji fella? You've got to go out and do it in one round. I'd love to see him just do it in one round. Take all the money and disappear with it. What else is coming up later this year? October the 8th. At the Magna Centre in Rotherham, Unified Promotions. Lauren Parker gets to fight for IBO title or international title. It's going to be shown live on BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer, that is huge for Unified Promotions. Congratulations to them. Great to see the BBC getting back involved in boxing. BBC iPlayer, October the 8th, Unified Promotions. Fantastic stuff. Elsewhere in the world of boxing, one that probably went under the radar is on the small halls from York Hall Saturday night. Joshua Wahab, who's a Lou DiBella fighter, who's been fighting over in Africa for all of his career. Highly thought of. So DiBella's been involved in the past with the likes of Richard Comey, with Duke Mika, working with Mickey Amu, the manager, bringing these Ghanaian fighters, top quality fighters, and kind of raising their profile over on small hall shows in the UK before going and taking them out to the US, where both of those aforementioned names have fought for world titles. Richard Comey won a world title. He lost it to Teofimo Lopez. But his latest charge, Joshua Wahab, was brought over on Saturday night in a final eliminator for the Commonwealth Super Featherweight title against Liam Dillon. Liam Dillon, people may know, who has been, or still is, the English Super Featherweight champion. He's fought the likes of Yusuf Kamari before and drew with him. Liam Dillon was a huge underdog, trained by Rod Julian, huge underdog going into this fight. He came with a points victory over Wahab. For those that haven't seen Liam Dillon fight before, he's square, he's squat, he's strong, high work rate, high energy, doesn't hit the hardest, but he outworked Josh Wahab. Phenomenal result for Liam Dillon. Phenomenal. He should be super proud of that. Big upset as well. The odds were stacked against him in that fight. Wahab, I don't know what they do with him now. DiBella clearly had great intention for him. DiBella clearly thought a lot of him. It's a shock that Liam came away with that win. I'm recording this on Monday. Tyson Fury has set a self-imposed deadline for Anthony Joshua to sign the contract. 5 o'clock. Why? Why was there a deadline for it? This fight is in December. It doesn't need all the build-up in the world. The fight sells itself. Everybody is going to buy that fight if it happens. Why are we talking about a late September deadline for an early December fight for that fight? I don't know. I don't get it. Was it always that we were going to get Manuel Char for Tyson Fury? Because that's what he's kind of implying that we're going to get now is Char as a replacement for Joshua. I could think of 10, 15, 20 heavyweights I would rather see fight Tyson Fury than Char. Easily. That's without consulting BoxRec. That's just off the top of my head. That many fighters would rather see Fury fight than fight in Char. What is the point of it? Delay allowing Joshua to get his legal side, sort out that contract. Give fans what they want. You don't get this in other sports. You don't get the very best playing the very worst because the contracts can be signed. You get it because you get it in a cup draw. Maybe that's slightly harsh on Char to call him the very worst, but I think independently, when I looked at it on BoxRec, he's ranked about 50th, 49th in the world out of the heavyweights. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody turn up for it. Nobody buy that pay-per-view. Nobody tune in. Just let two men fight in solitude. Don't support it. Don't allow it. If that fight comes off, ignore it. Because as fans, that's the only way that we're going to get the fights that we do want, is if we demand it, if we ignore the stuff we don't want. Char, nobody wants that at all. We've just seen this week, Michael Hunter versus Hughie Fury was meant to be happening. That's now been cancelled again because Hughie Fury is apparently injured. Put Michael Hunter in there with Fury. Tyson Fury, not Hughie. That's a far better fight. It's a far better fight than Manuel Char. Put Joyce in there with Tyson Fury. Manuel Char. No, we can't be having that. I'm not accepting that. A final one. We're now 2 weeks, under 2 weeks away from Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. We've had all the talk from Senior saying that he was going to pull Jr. out of this fight. It hasn't happened. We'll see if it does happen before the fight. I've heard rumours and murmurs that there are problems behind the scene with this fight. We shall see. Yeah, intriguing. Personally, I think Eubank will borderline walk through Conor Benn. What's interesting, the dads, so Nigel and Chris Senior are doing one of these kind of sitting on a stage and talking to them at the O2 Indigo on the 8th of October, I think in the afternoon, so before the main fight. If you can get to both of those two things, one will nicely lead into the other, assuming it all goes ahead. But yeah, we're under 2 weeks away now. I still can't see a way in which Conor Benn causes a problem for Chris Eubank. I just can't see it. But let us know your thoughts. Who do you see winning it? How? Is Eubank able to stop Benn? Is Benn able to stop Eubank? Personally, I think Eubank will stop Benn within the first half of the fight. But there's so much intrigue around it. Will Chris Senior even be there? Will he be in the corner? He's spoken out publicly against the fight, but Chris Eubank Jr. asked for his dad to be there. Will we see him there on the night in the corner? Will we see him at all, or is he going to completely ignore the fight? I don't know. It's intriguing. October the 8th. So not October the 8th, just under, October the 8th. We will see it. So look forward to it. Look forward to everything that's coming up in the boxing world at the moment. That's that Benn versus Eubank fight, for me, is the highlight over the next coming weeks. So tune in. We'll see you soon. Let us know who you think wins at Benn and Eubank. Thank you very much for watching on the Pitch Boxing app. It's been Fans Fight Back.